If you want to avoid being salesy, which I hate that word, by the way, then you need to leverage storytelling in your conversations. That's because when you share your own personal story, you can connect better with that prospect at a deeper level, and it makes your conversation so much more memorable. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 6 simple ways to add genuine emotion into your storytelling so that it doesn't feel awkward and weird, but makes the conversation so much more memorable and profitable. If we haven't met yet, I'm Tom Jackobs, the sales coach with a big heart, and my mission is to transform the way sales is made one heart at a time. Now, maybe you've had this situation before. Have you ever felt like you were talking to a brick wall during a consultation? Like you're saying all the right things, but still, it just doesn't feel like you're making a connection with that client. If that sounds familiar, then this video is definitely for you, so keep on watching. And in this video, I'm about to reveal my 6 game-changing storytelling techniques that will instantly transform your content to make your audience hang on every word. I'll show you how to use emotion in storytelling to captivate your audience and make genuine connections. Not only is it going to help you create that rapport, but it's going to create more sales for you as well without being pushy. And of course, I'm going to share with you that one storytelling mistake you'll want to avoid at all costs. Tip number 1, you want to start with empathy. Before diving into any story, take a moment to think, what emotion do I want my audience to feel? Empathy is the best friend here. Imagine you're face to face with your client and they're feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, or uncertain about their health. That's where your story begins. Share a personal experience that shows you've been in their shoes. When clients feel understood, they'll lean in and listen. When I was selling fitness, I shared the story of me 40 pounds overweight and having high blood pressure and high cholesterol, and how I was able to transform my body and my health in just 12 weeks. And showing my before and after pictures, that created instant credibility with my prospects. And ultimately, it grew my business. If you don't have a personal story like that, then share a personal story of one of your clients that you were helped. And you don't want to make it somebody that's completely different from the prospect sitting in front of you. You want to make sure that it's relatable to them, their problem, and where they are in their life as well. Tip number 2, you want to paint a vivid picture. You want to make it relatable to them as well. This is what I call putting color and texture into your words. A great story isn't just about the facts. It's about creating an emotional experience and taking that prospect and the listener on a roller coaster ride of those emotions. Use sensory details to draw them in. Instead of saying, oh, I was in a car, tell them what type of car it was. I was in a Ford Bronco, or whatever it happened to be. So that prospect is in the story with you, and all those details are the same between you, the storyteller, and the prospect, the listener of the story. Another example, if your prospects feel overwhelmed by health struggles, you can invite the audience to imagine a similar scenario. You might say something like, imagine waking up every day feeling drained, and before you ever start your morning routine, like you're carrying a weight that no one else can see. People can relate to that, and now you've created a lot more connection between your prospect and yourself. Tip number 3, you want to end with hope. Now that you've taken them through this emotional roller coaster, it's time for the resolution. This isn't just about the treatment plan. It's about how that plan will transform their life. You want to show that change, not just physically, but emotionally as well. Use words like, how would that feel? Imagine if. You want to use those emotional words and leave your audience and your prospect feeling uplifted and empowered so that they can take action. And that action is buying your program. Tip number 4, you want to keep your storytelling engaging. Let your audience know they're not just the only ones dealing with those emotions and those problems. Relating your client's struggles to common experiences helps them feel like you truly get it. Relatable stories also make them feel like they're part of the solution. For example, you could share how many people, just like the client of yours, feel overwhelmed by trying countless solutions without success. For example, you could share with them how many people just like them feel overwhelmed by trying countless solutions without success. This helps them feel and see that they're not the only ones with that struggle, and it encourages them to believe that change is possible and they can actually get it for themselves. Tip number 5, you want to highlight the struggle. Make that conflict real. A story without struggle is like a movie with no plot. It's super boring. You've got to show the real conflict the hero of your story actually faced. What obstacles did they overcome? How did they slay that dragon? How did they feel when they were having those challenges? The key to keeping them engaged is to amplify that struggle before showing them the breakthroughs. Final tip number 6, make the resolution tangible. You want to show the results. And when you end your story with hope, it's great. But to make it even more powerful, give your audience a tangible result to latch onto. Show them what's possible for them. Show them what real transformation is all about. And when your audience can visualize their own success, you've truly landed your story. Now, as I promised you before, there is one mistake that can completely wreck your storytelling. And here it is, so buckle up, because this one's a game changer. You've got your audience's attention. They're right there in your hands. Their hearts are beating fast. They're on the edge of their seat. And then, boom, you skip the feels and go straight to the fix. Total rookie move. The biggest mistake in storytelling is skipping the emotion and rushing right into the solution like it's a fire drill. If your audience doesn't feel the struggle and the emotion that's behind it, if they don't walk through the challenge with you, then the glorious transformation that you provide, it'll fall flat, like soda left open all night long. And I know you don't drink soda. A story without emotion is like a cupcake without frosting. And yes, I know you don't eat cupcakes with frosting, but you couldn't have one without the other. People don't just want to hear the facts. They want to feel the journey. They want that tension, the obstacles, the, oh no, how are they going to fix this? That's what makes resolutions really hit home. So in your storytelling, slow the roll, build that emotional arc. Let them feel the frustration, the uncertainty, the struggle. And then when you deliver that breakthrough moment, it'll land like fireworks on the 4th of July. That's how you make your story really memorable. And here's the simple truth. The journey is the hook. Emotions are the glue. And if you skip that, your audience might be emotionally checked out long before you drop the microphone. And there you have it, the ultimate guide to storytelling that actually works. You've got empathy, drama, transformation, and a little sparkle of magic. Not just storytelling. You're not just selling. You're making your clients feel heard, seen, and ready to take action. All without the cringe factor. The next time you step into a sales conversation, ditch the sales pitch and embrace the story. Hook them with empathy and then paint the picture and leave them with hope. They'll remember your story far longer than your product or your service, or certainly the facts and figures you may have shared with them. And they'll be so much more likely to buy from you. And the key thing here to remember is that your stories don't just sell a product, they inspire action. They create trust and transform lives. So on your next sales conversation, let your story do the heavy lifting. Now, I put together a very special gift for you. It's called my Storybook. It's how to create a story that really resonates with your audience, and I want you to have it. So I put a link down below in the description. So click on that link, get that Storybook, and start creating your own stories that convert prospects into clients.